an absolutely stellar afternoon here in Chatham-Kent with the weather. Welcome to Chatham-Kent Cougar Football TV. Kojako, Mike Renier, along with Mike James in the booth, Jeff Brooks on the camera. It is the Bantam action today as the Chatham-Kent Cougars taking on the Hamilton Hurricanes. And Mike, actually two teams from Hamilton in this league.
Yeah, this is the orange squad. The other one in the other division is the black squad. So gives you a good idea of the interest of football. Of course, the Hamilton region, just a tremendous history of football in that area. A great population to pull from. So they've got enough to put together two squads, which is fantastic. Give a lot of kids some exposure to the game as they continue to grow and improve their skill set.
Cougars looking to even up their record at 1-1. Home opener here today, losing in Burlington 59-33 in a wild one last week. So the Cougars looking to get a victory in front of their home fans. Certainly a light crowd with the weather the way it is here today and this weekend. Cougars will receive the football to begin the first quarter. They get it back to number 7. That's Julian Farrell on the return. He crosses the 35-yard line, gets up to around the 36, so some pretty decent field position for the Cougars as we begin this game in windy, rainy conditions.
Yeah, there's no doubt, again, for the second straight day now, extremely difficult conditions. Obviously a slick football out there. You would expect to see a pretty strong run game from both offenses. Because of the weather, the slick football, the strong breeze. But to start here, the Cougars going into that strong wind.
Now Farrell goes from a return man off to receiver along that far side. Now he cuts across. And first play of this football game, Farrell does get the call. He has it on the ground and just barely gets past the line of scrimmage. Maybe a 2-yard pickup for Farrell and the Chatham-Kent Cougars. And you saw some big splashes on that turf. And that goes back the last 12, 15 hours where it's basically been nothing but rain around here.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable. If I had to venture a guess, I'd say probably about 2.5 inches to this point since it started raining about 3:30 yesterday afternoon. That's not even a 24-hour span as of yet. So just an unbelievable amount of rain here, and the field extremely saturated. You can see a couple of the big puddles certainly down the middle of the field. But yeah, it is extremely wet out here today.
The Bantam Cougars again against the Hamilton Hurricanes. Second and a long 8 coming up here. So we'll see if the conditions will make this a run-heavy game or not. But out of the shotgun formation, once again, they hand it off. This will be another running play, cutting off to that left side, turning the corner and finding some room and getting close to a first down. Nice run on second and 8, and actually now there's a couple of flags on the field after that nice run for the Cougars.
Yeah, it looks like that one coming at the end going to go against Hamilton. Might be an objectionable conduct. It was on the back end of the play.
Jonathan Cartier with the run. Face mask is what they're calling it here, so nice extra gift there for the Cougars after that 7, maybe 8-yard run from Cartier. And that football coming more to our right with 90 seconds gone by in this football game. This will bring 49-yard line in Hamilton territory now for the Cougars. Out of the shotgun once again, they hand it off, and some trouble off the start, but a nice recovery by the running back for the Cougars, getting first down yardage and a whole lot more. Nice job by the Cougars. That looked a little ominous to begin before he hit the line of scrimmage back in the backfield, but he recovered nicely and a big run. Another first down here for Jung for the Cougars. Nice job.
Yeah, nice run over that left side. Eluded two would-be tacklers there and outran them despite wearing that number 50, showing some agility and pretty decent speed to get around the corner and pick up enough for a fresh set of downs here for the Cougars.
Rain intensifying here. First and 10 up to the 34-yard line of Hamilton for the Cougars. Once again out of the shotgun, a little shovel pass off to the running back along that far side. Finds some room again along that far sideline, and another nice run on first and 10. And that's Liam Henderson who got that football and again found a hole along that far side.
Yeah, Liam Henderson, his second carry of this drive so far, and the Cougars finding a little bit of success on that left side of the offensive line. So, gone back to it a couple plays now in a row, and
plays at the Hamilton 21-yard line.
I'd be surprised you continue to see them go left until Hamilton shows they can do a decent job of stopping that run.
14-yard pickup, so the Cougars gaining yards in some big chunks here. The first 3 minutes gone by in this first quarter on this Sunday at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. Now a pass, and now it's a quarterback sack. Looked like that was going to be a passing play there, but brought down was the quarterback. Some nice pressure by the D for Hamilton, and Cartier went down pretty quickly.
Yeah, Cartier takes the sack, looking for a receiver downfield. Couldn't find anybody. Started to roll out because he knew that that timer was going off in the back of his head, that you can only stay back in the pocket for so long, but just a little bit too long and not enough urgency to get out of there, and takes a sack and a big loss here for the Cougars. Big second down.
Yeah, 8-yard sack for the Hamilton squad, so that makes things a little bit more difficult here for the Cougars. Second and very long. Cartier rolling off to his left. He's going to elect to keep the football. Again, finds a big hole along that far side. Still with it, still on his feet. And finally brought down very deep in Hamilton territory. And great agility and speed for Cartier as he kept that football. And on 2nd and 18, he does what the Cougars needed him to do in moving the chains.
Yeah, that was a big gainer right down. It looks to be about the 1 yard line where he was forced out of bounds. They faked the handoff, fake dive up the middle, and then Cartier just tucks it and runs around that left side. Good speed there from the quarterback, number 25, showing you that he's got some agility.
Looking to finish off this drive with a major score, and they do get in for the Cougars. Touchdown, Chatham-Kent, and they get the first points on the board in this game. And the QB keeps it, sneaks it in, and 6-0 for the Cougars. So a 70-plus yard drive, a very successful opening march down the field for Chatham-Kent.
Good-looking start to this football game for that Cougars offense. Keeping the ball on the ground the entire drive. They did look to pass the one time, and that led to the sack, but otherwise a very, very nice drive to start this football game. The Cougars coming into this one 0-1 after a loss to Burlington last weekend, but certainly that offense rolling here despite the weather conditions, and they'll look to add the single point here.
4:05 gone by this first quarter. Clean snap, the kick is up and through.
And Creech's point after attempt is good.
And 7-0 now for the Cougars, and give Cartier a lot of credit as
Hamilton, no score.
deck was stacked against him and the Cougars after that 8-yard sack, bringing up a 2nd and 18, but Cartier himself wiped that out with a run on his own, and that set up the 1-yard punch-in.
So now up to the defense to step up to the challenge after that great start from the offense. Again, the Cougars 0-1 coming into this game. They lose to Burlington last weekend, 59-33, whereas the Hamilton Hurricanes coming into this one 1-0. They had a 29-21 victory over the Forest City Thunderbirds.
So the offense certainly clicking well in the early season here for the Bantam Cougars, and we'll see now how the defense will respond against a Hurricane squad that has no shortage of offense themselves.
Yeah, that wind's so strong they're going to have to bring somebody in to hold the ball on the tee. Good indication of just how difficult the conditions are out there on the field.
Rain seems to be a little bit more intense than it was even just 5 minutes ago. Now the Cougars will kick it off. After the major score, ball finds its way up to around the 30-yard line. That's where the Hurricanes pick it up, crossing the 35 up to the 40, and now tripped up around the 42-yard line. That was a return for Sebastian Mazzotti. And that is where the Hurricanes will take over the football, try to get on the scoreboard themselves with 4 minutes and 12 seconds gone by.
Nice job by Ben Barnard, number 5 for the Cougars, to come up and make that tackle, fighting off the blocker, and
Bernard on the stop.
keeping that return to the 40.
Out of the shotgun, the quarterback keeps the football. Nice job by the Cougars to swarm in on him, and that's going to be a short loss, I do believe, after the quarterback had nowhere to go off of that snap. So that's
Hunter McLean on the quarterback.
going to be a sack against McLean, and he may have got right back to the line of scrimmage.
Check that, number 4, Rexton Harper on the
Pardon me, Harper now on the quarterback as he gets the assignment here today. Now this time it's on the ground for number 14, Drake Bodie, and he gets some positive yards. So Rexton Harper, the quarterback today for the Hamilton Hurricanes.
Stop by number 25, Jonathan Cartier. Flag down.
Nice hit there by Jonathan Cartier. Good pop right down here in front of us. The booth, they're saying that penalty going against the Cougars.
That's going to bring a first down now for Hamilton.
Yeah, on that previous play, Rexton Harper looked like there was some confusion in the backfield and ended up just tucking the ball and trying to make something out of nothing. But nice job on that second down play. Nice run from
Legal
the
substitution goes against Chatham-Kent.
Hamilton Hurricanes running back. And then the penalty, they get the fresh set of downs.
Ball past the 50 to the 52.
Timeout Chatham.
Still in Hamilton territory. Now the Cougars will talk this one over. They'll take a timeout with 5 minutes and 4 seconds gone by in this very wet first quarter, and this is probably what we're going to see for the duration of this football game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. It's, boy, it's just unreal the amount of rain that we've already seen since yesterday, and it just continues to fall and shows no signs of letting up whatsoever.
A rainfall warning weekend around here. Not only here, but really the lower third of the province, it looks like. So this is a huge system going by. But football not interrupted here this weekend. The varsity team playing last night.
I always enjoyed playing in the rain myself. I always thought it was a good time.
You told me that. I wasn't sure if you were being sarcastic or not, but I guess you weren't.
Wasn't being sarcastic at all. It was just always a lot of fun. Just added a certain level of excitement to the game and playing in the elements.
Higher risk for injury.
Nothing like sliding down in the mud, you know?
It's true. That's football right there. After the timeout, 1st and 10 for Hamilton, 52-yard line, still on their side of the field. Penalty against the Cougars, aiding their field position here. Back out of the shotgun formation once again, and a quick whistle, and off the handoff, it was dropped and fumbled, but
Flag down.
before that happened, I believe the play was called dead before the ball came loose. And you'd suspect this is going against the Hurricanes.
Yeah, and the penalty that gave Hamilton the first down on the previous play was an illegal substitution against the Cougars. And now the Hamilton Hurricanes giving that one right back. Looks like they got started a little bit too early on that one.
False start penalty goes against Hamilton, makes it 1st down and 15.
So 5-yard drop, so 1st and 15 coming up on the false start penalty. Harper again waiting. Takes a snap. Again, elects to hand it off to the running back right up the gut. And a pretty nice run getting close to midfield to the 54-yard line. Still bringing up 2nd and fairly long here for Hamilton. And Smith got the carry, or sorry, Tolosi with the carry there, number 30.
Yeah, Austin Tolosi, nice run. Picking up about 7 yards to negate that penalty and a couple extra.
Second and about 8 here. With under 9.5 to play. Another handoff to the running back. A little bit of a juggle there. And that slight hesitation allowed the defense for the Cougars to swarm in and wrap things up there for the running back, who didn't get much on that at all. So 3rd and long coming up now here for Hamilton.
Tyler Martin with the carry.
Martin had the assignment there, and Martin had a little bit of trouble getting that football from Harper.
Yeah,
his opportunity closed in pretty quickly.
Yeah, Garrett Stonefish and Cameron Creechin doing a great job to make that tackle.
3rd and 9 up the middle once again it comes, and gain of at least 3 on that play there. But again, another good job by the D for the Cougars.
Nice job on that defensive line, getting a little bit of push in there and not allowing that hole to open up and forcing the 4th down play here for Hamilton.
Pelosi on the carry.
Right now, the Hurricanes waiting for the call from the sidelines, and they are not in punting formation, so they're going to go for it here.
4th and 5 here for the Hurricanes, down by 7. Once again, handed off to the running back, and that is going to be a turnover on downs, as he only gets a yard and a half. And that is Pelosi once again, who had the assignment and couldn't use that big frame to punch through the defense. So the Cougars will take over on downs here, right at around midfield. Just on their side of center, 51-yard line. So good stand there for Chatham-Kent, as the rain continues to come down even harder once again.
Looked like it was Lucas Doyle and Seth Bowers in on the stop that time, and handing the ball back over to the offense. And you mentioned it, the rain coming down even harder now, and certainly weather like this can be the great equalizer. Certainly difficult conditions.
Ball comes out a little late, and the flags come flying out. And this, I believe, will be a false start against the Cougars.
False start against Chatham-Kent's back about 5 yards. 1st down, 15.
So this will go back to the 46-yard line of Chatham-Kent, and a 1st and 15 coming up here.
With a big nod to the volunteers and officials out there today.
Karche keeping the football, trying to find some room along the near side. He will get some positive yardage and a lot more as he gets pushed out just shy of the 50-yard line of Hamilton.
And slides another 4 or 5, along with a nice big puddle kicking up.
Athletic complex turning into just a giant slip and slide the last 15 hours of rain or so. But all things considered, good run there by Karche as he keeps it. And he gets half the distance to the 1st down, so 2nd and 5 coming up here. Crossing the halfway mark of this 1st quarter. Once again, Karche looks to pass, a little short pass along the near side, picked up by the Cougars. This will be a 1st down and a whole lot more. Nice run after the catch and forced out past the 35-yard line. And that is Henderson who brought that one in. A little short dump pass there, and he was able to find a couple of holes, and that's a big gain there for Chatham-Kent.
Yeah, Liam Henderson, a beautiful run after the catch, and you know, it's really just it's almost like a toss play, but it is a passing play, and it forces the defense to get back into the passing lanes, and then you just throw it out to Henderson and let him make something happen. He shows some good speed and elusiveness there and picks up the big 1st down.
The 34-yard line of Hamilton now. They hand it off once again, and they run it right up the gut for a few yards on the carry, and that is Ethan Zubka with the pickup, number 48. And it looks like he got about 5 yards on the ground.
Yeah, nice running over that left side between the tackles.
5 brings up 2nd down, 5.
Certainly the coaching staff not going to balk at 5 yards on 1st down. That's a nice pickup.
Once again, a fake handoff. Quarterback still has it, rolls off to his right, finds a bit of a seam along the near side, gets some 1st down yardage and a lot more, heading right towards the end zone, and he finds it. Touchdown Cougars as Karche keeps it himself And that proved to be a smart decision as he found a lot of room to move down the right side. And he takes it to pay dirt, 13-0 now for Chatham-Kent.
Yeah, Jonathan Cartier with the big run for the touchdown. They fake the inside handoff, and then Cartier just sees open space down the right side and then shows that speed outrunning the defense. Nice scamper for the touchdown, about 27 yards for the major.
Trying to make it 14 here as we have played just under 9 minutes in this first quarter. Great start for the Cougars. The Bantam squad against Hamilton here this afternoon in far less than ideal conditions. A high snap comes down. Kick is now blocked. And it will remain a 13-0 lead here for the Cougars.
That'll make the score Chatham-Kent Cougars 13, Hamilton no score.
So that touchdown at the 9:55 mark of the first quarter. And a 2-score edge here for the Cougars. Very good start to this game for them.
Yeah, extremely strong start here for the Cougars. Run game looks extremely strong. Completed a couple passes as well. And right now, this rain and driving wind doesn't seem to be affecting the offense all that much.
Hurricanes will try and respond here. And the kick, pretty good one. Falls down around the 30-yard line, just outside the 30, picked up by Hamilton. And just over 5, maybe a 7-yard return.
With the kick.
And Hamilton will be starting off this drive around the 35-yard line. Looks like about the 37-yard line is where they will start now officially. Now Hamilton back on offense. Harper hands it off the running back right up the middle, and nice burst of speed well past the 45-yard line. And that will be, I think, just a little bit short of the first down. Getting a solid 8 yards was Austin Tolosi, as he had a burst of speed right past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, nice blocking up front for Tolosi. That offensive line making a nice big hole. He gets all the way to the secondary before he's finally brought down.
Harper receives the snap again, and he hands it off once again on the ground, finding a little hole along the near side, trying to get towards the sideline, and actually tripped up by the wet turf. And that looked to be Condello. Or no, sorry, 48, not 46, Tyler Martin, who had that successful run. So good job here in the offense for Hamilton to try and claw their way back into this football game.
Yeah, it's funny. The offense looks just a little bit more fired up now, and it's almost like now being down 13-0, they've kind of woken up a little bit and look much more crisp here on this drive. Nice run by Martin. Good blocking up front again.
Over 9 minutes gone in this first quarter. Once again, handed off to the running back, who finds a bit of a hole along the near side. A couple of missed tackles there for the Cougars. And Martin again with the carry for Hamilton.
Garrett Stonefish with the tackle there, but a couple Cougars looked like they had a shot at Martin to bring him down, but just couldn't wrap him up, get their arms around him, and he takes it for a big 9-yard gain.
So second and very short here. Once again, and a fumble as it was handed off to the running back, and the Cougars have picked it up on the fumble. A big gift there for Chatham-Kent. They look to get the first down, and that run by, I believe, Austin Tolosi got the call up the middle, and just that wet football came out of his hands, and right there the Cougars pounced on it.
Yeah, Lucas Doyle, the beneficiary of that fumble, able to jump on the football, and just when Hamilton looks like they've got something going, that slick football just bites them in the rear end, and Doyle able to jump on top of it and give that Cougars offense the ball back. Cougars has scored on their first 2 possessions so far this football game. Going to look to make it a 3rd straight here.
1st and 10, Chatham-Kent. They keep it on the ground. Not a whole lot moving there. Maybe a yard or 2 on the pickup on the ground. And Liam Henderson got the assignment there, but not a whole lot to work with on 1st and 10.
Good job from the defense. Now it's certainly going to be up to Hamilton's defense to get that ball back. I'm sure they'll have a little extra fire in their step after seeing their offense drive the ball the way they did before that fumble. So certainly the members of that D know they got to get the ball back to their offense, trailing 13-0 here with the Cougars. So that's moving the football pretty well.
Under 3 to play in the opening quarter. Cougars in the shotgun once again. Fake handoff, now kept by the quarterback, and he evades 1 tackle. Good job trying to find some open room along that far sideline, turning the corner into some positive yards. So all things considered there, great job by Cartier. And that could have been a lot more disastrous than it turned out to be, because he really missed that initial tackle, which could have dropped him back 6 or 7 yards.
Yeah, there's no doubt that play was destined to fail, and Cartier just using his athletic ability, able to break 1 tackle, and started out at what looked to be a broken play, and he just uses his feet and able to get around the corner and turn it into a positive gain.
So the Cougars will take this 3rd and 5 once again on the ground, trying to find the necessary yardage up the middle, and they will be just a little bit short. And it looks like Ben Bernard had the carry that time around. Trying to churn his legs just enough to cross the 40-yard line and get the first down, but looks to be about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 full yards short of that first down. So 4th and 2 coming up here.
Brings up 4th down and 2.
I think they're going to just continue to go for it with pretty good success on the ground that they've had. Up by 13. And they're going to try and get those 2 yards right here and keep the chains moving.
Big play here in this first quarter.
Now the quarterback keeps it, trying to get the legs going himself, and he splashes through puddles, easily getting the first down yardage and a whole lot more up to around the 50-yard line of Hamilton. Great job. And it doesn't even look like he turned on the jet ski. It looked like Cartier was just kind of jogging. It didn't look like a whole lot of intensity from the D from Hamilton there. But, hey, he'll take it. A giant chunk of yards there and another first down for the Cougars.
Yeah, Jonathan Cartier on a big 4th down conversion takes it about 15 yards on his own, tucks it and runs. Looked like they were setting up a passing play, but then perhaps that was the call where Cartier just keeps it. They don't put the ball in the air, and he gets plenty for the first down and more, and the Cougars offense keeps this drive going. Big conversion there for the Cougars.
1 minute to go in this first quarter. It's been a good one for Chatham-Kent thus far. Now they fumble the football right as I say that, but it looks like they get right back on it. Just past the line of scrimmage. And Henderson got the carry, fumbled it, and I think he was the one that fell right back on it.
Yeah, you're right. Liam Henderson, number 24, that ball right into the midsection and just couldn't hold on to it. And we've talked about it, and obviously it's pretty apparent it's a slick ball out there, even though you see the officials with that towel out there trying to dry it off in between plays. I mean, you got to imagine that towel's soaked as it is, so not really getting a lot of moisture off of that football, and Henderson lucky enough to jump back on top of it.
Just outside the 50 in Hamilton territory. Again, they keep it on the ground. And right past the 40-yard line, still on his feet, getting through a bunch of would-be tacklers, still on his feet past the 25. And what a great jump there by Farrell as he went through a whole bunch of different orange and black jerseys, but got a huge chunk of yardage there and a big gain for Chatham-Kent.
Julian Farrell hitting the B button a couple times with 2 spin moves in opposite directions. Fantastic run by Farrell and some nice blocking there too for him to spring that outside and then cut it back inside. Cougars very, very effective with the football on the ground, which you certainly need in these types of conditions.
Nice early days Madden reference from Mike James here today. It's a hearty bunch in the crowd here today with their umbrellas and ponchos in full force. First and 10, Chatham-Kent. Now they look back to pass along that far side. A little short pass. It is caught. And now good yards after the catch, too. Right up through the middle. Still on his feet. And past the 20-yard line around the 15. Still on his feet. Great job there for the Chatham-Kent Cougars. And Henderson again, who's been all over the place in this first quarter. Trying to get a giant gain there, but all things considered, short dump pass. And he got a lot of yardage here, but I think 8, I just heard they got 8 yards on that first down.
Liam Henderson breaking some ankles out there on defense. Boy, oh boy, you wouldn't even think the field is wet the way that he's moving around out there on the field. Fantastic job by Liam Henderson, eluding would-be tacklers. A nice gain on that short little dump pass. And boy, the Cougars offense has just been really impressive to start this football game. In the first quarter, 3 possessions. This their third one. They scored on the first 2 and certainly threatening at this point to add more points to that 13-0 lead.
Mike Renier along with Mike James, your TV coach going, the Chatham-Kent Cougars. Jeff Brooks on the camera. The Bantam Cougars up 13-0 on the Hamilton Hurricanes. And looks like about 4 yards to go for the first down. 15-yard line is where the Cougars have it in Hamilton territory. Switching sides of the field. Quarterback elects to keep it. Now a flag is down. And this looks to be a free play here for Chatham-Kent with that flag down. And still scampering around is Karche with it. And another flag comes out along the near side.
Karche scrambles.
About 3 flags in total on the field. So you wonder if there's another one that was called as opposed to the original flag that flew.
And we do have a Hamilton player down on that far side. And looks to be in a considerable amount of discomfort. Took his helmet off. And
so as you mentioned it, Michael is in a fair bit of pain, but it looks like he's still walking off fairly under his own doing, which is good to see.
Go off the field under his own steam.
oh, now up to a bit of a jog, which is nice to see too.
So that's excellent news for Hamilton.
Never like to see anybody get hurt, so good news to see him jog off under his own power. It was Josiah Clark, looked like number 52 there, the linebacker for Hamilton.
This penalties was the first one, but I don't know what the other one was.
Again, a couple of penalty flags flown off that last play, and what was a 2nd and 5 for Chatham-Kent from the 15. It has been brought back about 10 yards. So
The call goes against Chatham-Kent, brings up 2nd down and 12.
this will be 2nd and long now, as you heard. 12 yards to go for the Cougars as we're back resuming play early in this second quarter. Out of the shotgun formation, they drop back again. Quarterback evades one tackle, now throws it up, and it is a bit of a turkey. I think it might have been deflected a bit, and that comes right into the arms of a defender from Hamilton, and it is picked off for the Hurricanes. And 53 seconds into the second quarter,
Hamilton does intercept the ball.
the Hurricanes get the ball back on that interception.
Looks like number 50, Joshua Butler, with the interception.
Butler hauls it in. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, no, Joshua Butler with the pick there. And interesting to note, it was at quarterback a bit of a change. They had Julian Farrell at QB that time to throw that football. And he was under pressure, eluded the sack, but then I'm not sure if that ball, as you mentioned, perhaps deflected or slipped out of his hand. Either way, it was a bit of a wobbler, and Hamilton with the big defensive stand there with the Cougars threatening to score.
So the ball at the Hamilton 10, so deep in their own territory, but they do get possession back. And they hand it off to the running back who's got some room along that far side.
Connor Wright on the stop.
And Delosi had the carry.
Pelosi on the carry.
Looked like he picked up about 3 yards, if I can see properly from this angle. Maybe 4 or 5, actually.
Yeah, good hard running there from Austin Telosi, big number 30. And this is the kind of game where it's really won and lost in the trenches. This kind of weather.
2nd and 5 now for Hamilton. They go to the air, and a little slant pass hits the turf, so an incompletion. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication there between the receiver and quarterback, and it
Pass intended for number 14, Drake Bodie.
falls on the
incomplete.
turf, the very wet turf, as Drake Bodie couldn't haul that one in from Harper.
Brings up 3rd down and 5.
So 3rd down and 5, an important play here for Hamilton. Clock back ticking just over 2 minutes into this 2nd quarter. They keep it on the ground this time, up the middle, trying to get the necessary yardage. And it's going to be close, but it looks like it is about a yard short of the 1st down. And
Number 48,
Tyler
Martin
Martin
with the carry. Stopped by number 41,
got the
Sam
assignment.
Christian.
And nice job by Tyler Martin picking his way through the line and picking up a decent amount of yardage. And Hamilton, well, looks like they're going to make some substitutions here. For a moment there, it looked like they might go for
Timeout,
it.
Hamilton.
We'll check on the formation. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to look to punt this one away.
Well, I told Sal, we don't want enough anymore. Yeah, we should just, is that we're going on like teams? Or maybe they should just get.
I already gave you my 15.
Right here, 50-50. Yeah,
Not lining up.
she's right there.
Going for it.
Looks like they're going with a power formation here.
And 4th and 1 for Hamilton, and they will get the necessary yard and a fair bit more too. Crossing the 25 with ease. And they will move the chain, so Hamilton keeps the football, and they continue to slowly march their way out of
Number 30.
what was a deep possession, deep in their
Number
own
30, Austin Pelosi on
zone,
the
starting
carry.
from the 10-yard line off the interception. And now looks like they have made it up to the 26.
Yeah, big 1st down conversion there for Hamilton to keep the Cougars offense off the field and continue this drive here early in the 2nd quarter, trailing 13-0.
Coming up on 3.5 into the 2nd quarter. And now a passing play, and again it hits the turf.
Swing pass falls incomplete.
Boy, that was nearly picked off. It looked like one of the defenders for the Cougars looked to have read that beautifully, but just misplayed the football.
Brings up 2nd down and 10 from the Hamilton 26.
Cougars will take that one. So 2nd and 10 coming up here for Hamilton.
Looked like that was Connor Wright that flashed through there in the flats, but just couldn't get a handle on that football.
Second down and 10. Harper with the football. He hands it off the running back once again, and a nice tackle. Getting up to the line of scrimmage was the running back, and again, that was Tyler Martin who got the assignment and didn't get very far.
Garrett Stonefish on
Off
the
that
stop.
Stonefish tackle right by the line of scrimmage, it looked like. And it looks like he fell forward for a couple of
Brings up
yards on the
3rd down
pickup.
and 7.
And another big 3rd down here for Hamilton, looking to keep this drive going. The only thing that slowed that Cougars offense so far is the interception deep in the Hurricane zone.
3rd down and 7 to go, and the ball come loose along that far side. Well shy of the 1st down. Looked like Hamilton
Same guy.
kept it,
30,
but
30, Pelosi again.
only about a 3-yard pickup on 3rd and 7. So 4th and a good chunk of yardage coming up here for Hamilton.
Down and a long
Not
three.
unmanageable, so we'll see what they decide to do here. Still substantial rain. Their own 33-yard line. They're calling it a 4th and 3, and it looks like they're going for it. Try and move the chains once again out of the shotgun formation. They hand it off to the running back along that far side, trying to get the necessary yardage, and that might be a little too close to call. Looks like they may have got it, I believe. With about a yard to spare, so they do confirm that it is a first down off the 4th and 3 run.
It's a first down.
Austin
Ball to Hamilton,
Tolosi gets it
36-yard
off
line,
that
first
left
down.
side, and you mentioned it just enough. Good job by Tolosi fighting for that last little bit of yardage to keep this drive going for Hamilton.
Up to the 36-yard line. And off the handoff to the running back, it comes loose, so this was going to be a loss, but the Hamilton squad does fall on the football again.
Martin with the carry.
And Martin had the fumble, but quickly got his body on it. But it is going to be a loss of about 3, it appears, for Hamilton. So again, the wet conditions come into play there.
Loss of 3
They're
brings
bringing
up
out
second down.
a fresh ball here and gonna switch them up. Obviously, getting really slick. I mean, you can just see with the players running and the tackles, you can just see the waves of water coming up from the field. It is just so saturated. But really, the players doing a great job dealing with the conditions. Not a lot of slipping and sliding out there. They seem to be cutting pretty easily.
And it looks like some early movement for Hamilton there. Flags flying right as the ball was snapped.
And that's a credit to the drainage that they've got here at the field, because really it could be so much worse. But we're not seeing a lot of slipping and sliding. Obviously, once the tackle's being made, we're seeing the slides. But aside from that, they seem to be cutting just fine. The field seems to be holding up pretty well. I actually thought it was going to be in worse condition than this after the varsity game here last night on this very same field during similar conditions. But fantastic system here that the field is in pretty good shape.
After this rainfall warning that we're all under here this weekend, so looks not too bad, all things considered. 8:20 to go in the first half. Cougars still up 13-0. Hamilton with the ball, second down and about 8 here. As once again they keep it on the ground, and I don't think they got back to the line of scrimmage with that one, or if they did, it was pretty darn close. So third down and about 8 or 9 coming up here, so not a lot of the ground that time for Hamilton.
48 that time? Did 48 carry that time?
Number 48, Tyler Martin on the carry.
I don't know if it was him or 46.
Another big third down conversion here attempt for Hamilton. Third and about 7.
Quarterback back to throw it. He gets it up in the air, and not a great throw. And luckily, I believe for Hamilton, that wasn't picked off. It kind of went into no man's land right at midfield, right around the 50-yard line, and it just falls into a puddle. So incomplete, but not the prettiest pass I've seen.
No, you can just tell that any attempt to throw the football is a roll of the dice, because it's just so slick out there. And clearly that one, the way it came out of the quarterback's hands, and it just was a duck in the air. You just can't get a good grip on that football. There's just absolutely no way you can do it. And that one obviously slipping out of the hand of the QB. And as you mentioned, luckily for Hamilton, it falls into an area where there's no defender and harmlessly falls incomplete. And Hamilton now on this fourth down conversion, the third straight fourth down attempt now, but looks like this one they are going to punt it away, at least in a punting formation.
Ball back to the punter. Good snap, and the kick is up. Line drive kick. And it comes down past the 50-yard line, picked up by the Cougars. Couple of flags out. Used to be maybe at no yards, and now he might be off to the races here. Lots of room for the Cougars to work with here on the kick return, the punt return, heading right towards the end zone. Again, a couple of flags are down, but he does cross the goal line in for a touchdown for the Cougars. So we'll have to see what the infraction is there, but Liam Henderson takes it all the way down.
Stand at the 60-yard punt return.
Yeah, they're saying 60 yards for the return touchdown, but again, a couple of flags on the field.
And I think this one is
Neutral zone infraction.
possibly against Hamilton, but they're going to tend to the injured player back here. There was a
No
pretty
yards
big
penalty against Hamilton
collision.
declined, so the touchdown does stand.
So there you go. It is no yards against the Hurricanes. So that will be a touchdown for Chatham-Kent.
Yeah, it looks like number 18, James Shador, is down. It was, again, a pretty big collision back here
Hot dogs
on
and
the
hot
block
sausages.
that sprung the return man for the Cougars, Liam Henderson, who had that great run, the punt return for a TD. Fantastic job.
Who's that down here?
I actually don't know.
But the training staff tending to Shador right now, and he did attempt to get up there for a moment, but great job by the training staff to yell at him to stay down, and you certainly don't want to aggravate any kind of injury, and certainly with the concussion protocols the way that they are now as well, do not try to get up if you're shaken up. Let the trainers come out, tend to you. You certainly don't want to make matters worse in any case, and so the trainer's looking at Shador, and to be honest with you, it looked like almost like Shador was blocked, and then as he was blocked and falling, he might have actually been clipped by another player accidentally, and has him shaken up on the field.
Wind's kicking up and actually changing direction. Coming back to us here in the booth, and the rain still continues to come down at a fair clip. And now off of the touchdown, they go for a couple, and Henderson trying to, or pardon me, thought Henderson had the ball, and it does go in for the extra point. And Karche, actually, the quarterback, had that one, and he crosses the line, so that's going to be a couple for the Cougars as they make it a 21-point lead now.
Yeah, it makes up for that point after try that didn't succeed, so they go for the two there to make up for it, and Cartier converts on the 2-point conversion, and the Cougars now up 21-0, as you said, Mike, and obviously the Cougars offense has performed very well, and then special teams, they get a big touchdown on the big return from number 24, Liam Henderson, and right now the Cougars looking very poised in this first half.
Still 6:40 to play in this second quarter. A 3-score lead now for Chatham-Kent.
That's why I love you.
Now back from our TV timeout.
Cougars kick it away off that third major of the football game, and ball hits a puddle and just kind of scoots all the way back. Picked up now by Hamilton deep in their own zone. And they cross the 20, close to the 25-yard line. So Cougars pinning Hamilton a fair bit deep in their own territory, and 6:28 to play in the first half.
Yeah, Connor Wright with the nice tackle there on special teams, and you're right, that ball just skidded. It almost makes you think of when you skip stones in the lake. I mean, that thing just skidded and skipped and added about 10 to 15 yards to that kick before it was eventually scooped up, and certainly to the Cougars' advantage.
So Rexton Harper and company back on offense for Hamilton. Gets the football, hands it off to the running back, who goes through a whole sea of players and right into a giant puddle in the middle of the field there. A good pickup, and looks to be maybe 8 yards on the ground on 1st and 10, but that was a huge mud puddle that just came up in a big splash.
Tyler Martin and a whole group of defenders just went for a swim. Boy, oh boy, you really have to credit the players, though, for being able to hold on to the football, because it is just so wet out there and so slick.
8-yard pickup on the ground. They again go to the running back to get the first down as it crosses the 35-yard line. So first down here for Hamilton. Down by 21 to the Cougars.
That run is good enough for a first down. Ball will be spotted at the Hamilton 35-yard line.
From the 35, again, shoveled to the running back along that far side, finds a corner, now finds an alley to run down just inside that sideline. And it looks like they will get close to the 45-yard line, which will be close to a first down, but I think they're about 2 yards shy. Bringing up a second and probably about 2, if not a short 3.
Tyler Martin with the carry that time.
Gain of 7 brings up second
Nice
down and
pickup
3.
on that far side.
Second and short here for the Hurricanes, and they run right up the middle, and they will get first down yardage again. About a 5-yard run that time around, getting up to around the 48-yard line, still in Hamilton territory with just over 4 minutes to play in the second quarter.
And the wind kicks up again. Tyler Martin with that carry again. And as you mentioned, enough for the first down. We talked about the wet conditions and the fact with the football being slick, but also you can see defenders falling off of the offensive players trying to make the tackle, so it certainly works both ways. Earlier on the previous play, Tyler Martin able to break a tackle or two and pick up a good chunk of yardage before finishing it off with that first down carry.
And now the football comes loose, and it's a turnover
Recovered by Chatham-Kent.
as it was fumbled by Hamilton. And again, the Cougars able to scoop it up around the 45-yard line in Hamilton territory. So another turnover,
Number 44,
benefiting the
Hayden
Cougars
Atkinson
here,
on the
already up by
recovery.
21.
Yeah, that ball hits the turf, and Hayden Atkinson, Johnny on the spot, able to jump on it, and the Cougars now
To begin this drive at the Hamilton
with their second
44-yard
forced
line.
turnover and pretty good field position with 3:42 to go here in the second quarter. Going to look to add to that 21-0 lead.
So all the bounces just seem to be going the Cougars' way here in this first half.
I know, they can put more windows on it.
I can't see otherwise.
Handing it off to the running back, now cuts across to his left, and
Ethan Jordan
flag
on the
does
carry.
come out. Jordan had the carry that time around, didn't get anywhere, but we'll see what the flag holds here as that came out during his run.
And we've got an injured Cougar down on the field right now.
92 on this now.
Looks like that might be Jacob Deneau, big number 60. I believe he was one of the members of that punt return team actually that threw one of the key blocks that sprung the return man for the touchdown.
Yeah, it is your
But Deneau down now, being tended to on the field by the trainer. Looks like it's lower body right now, the way that the training staff's looking at him. Left leg. Yeah, and Deneau going to limp off here, and you hate to see that. Big number 60. Just not able to apply any pressure to that left leg.
Last play.
Definitely a significant injury there for Deneau and the Chatham-Kent Cougars.
10-yard block in the back brings up first down and 20.
First and 20 here for the Cougars off a 10-yard penalty. Now finding a little bit of room to move past the 50 to 45, past the 40, 35, and he might be away to the races here, heading towards the end zone. I don't see a flag down, and a touchdown for the Chatham-Kent Cougars. And another great run there for the big Julian Farrell, who just went around the Hamilton defenders like they were just not even moving at all. But he made it look easy, and another major score here for the Cougars.
Boy, what a run by Farrell. He's certainly got some nice wiggle to him, doesn't he? Beautiful couple moves and able to put it into the end zone. Fantastic job. Now we've got to shake it up.
Hopefully all is okay with Hicks, but literally carrying him off the field there. Didn't look all that great, so we'll hopefully see him back in this game. 2:44 to go in the second quarter. And off that touchdown once again. Excellent scamper by the Cougars. Julian Farrell, 27-0 with the extra point pending. And now that ball just comes through. There were all kinds of problems there with that extra point attempt, right from the snap to the hold. The kick didn't even happen, so it will remain a 27-0 lead for the Chatham-Kent Cougars as we're in under 3 minutes to go in this second quarter. So not a pretty end to that major score, but still more points on the board for Chatham-Kent.
Yeah, that ball just so difficult to hold on to. It gets back to the holder, but not able to pin it down just because of the slick conditions, and eventually the whistle blows as that ball stays on the turf in the failed attempt.
Food truck and catering is promising us.
Kick is up now, and it comes back to the 25-yard line for the Hamilton Hurricanes as they grab possession once again, trying to find a little seam to run down that far side, still on his feet. I believe that is now trying to reverse course here for Hamilton. Now he comes out the near side, past the 35-yard line, 40, and down finally at around the 45-yard line. That's Drake Bodie, who had to get creative there on the return. He was on his feet for probably well over 30 seconds there, going from one side of the field to the other. There is a flag down, but quite impressive there for Bodie to stay on his feet that long.
Yeah, certainly covered a lot of ground there. I'd say well over 100 yards run and side to side, east-west, and a little bit of north-south mixed in there as well. A pretty nice return there. And now they're saying there's no flag on the play. They're going to pick that one up.
No flag on the play.
That's the good thing about the windows, you can actually hear what he's saying.
Hamilton will begin at their own 45-yard line. First down.
2:23 left to go in the first half. 27-0 Cougars. Quarterback again out of the shotgun formation, and he hands it off to the running back right up the middle, trying to get to the 50-yard line. Will not make it. Well, actually, in the second attempt, he does make it past the 50 on a good job to gain about 5 yards at that very end of that play.
Yeah, good effort there, keeping the legs churning and not giving up, and able to pick up an extra yard, maybe yard and a half. You like to see that fight from your players and your running back.
Just say the last one. Not enough contrast in the numbers.
Once again, they keep it on the ground and now trying to get a little extra room along that far side, turning the corner and finding some room to march down the field, still on his feet past the 40-yard line, finally forced down.
Number 30, Austin Tolosi.
That is a nice run there from Tolosi, number 30 for Hamilton, and he gets into Cougar territory and some good position there with 1:41 to go in the first half. That could be a spark there for his Hamilton club.
Yeah, good job, as you mentioned, by Tolosi. One of the Cougars had a shot at him in the backfield, but Tolosi does a nice job getting outside and avoiding the would-be tackler and then turning it upfield before he's eventually chopped down. And a big first down there for Hamilton.
Up to the 35-yard line of Chatham-Kent. Harper with the snap once again, hands it off to the running back, and far less yardage that time around.
Connor Wright trips up number 30.
And again, it was Tolosi on the carry. And he gets About 2 yards on the 1st and 10.
Gain of a couple brings up second down and 8.
Coming up on just 1 minute to play in the second quarter. Harper again with it. Again elects to hand it to the running back who goes right up the middle. And again a short gain on 2nd and 8. Looks like he got about 3 yards on that carry. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 5 now for the Hurricanes.
Tolosi again with the carry there.
And 27-0 Cougars with a fantastic opening half here, despite the weather. Once again, quarterback has it, hands it off to the running back who has a little bit of a seam to begin with along that far side, but that gap quickly filled up by a couple of Cougar defenders. And Martin quickly wrapped up 4th down. And about 2 to pick up here after a 3-yard pickup on 3rd down. 4th and 2, and not surprising, they're just going to keep going.
That was a nice stop there from Garrett Stonefish, shooting the gap and making the tackle.
On 4th and 2, they run it right up the gut and easily getting first down yardage and moving the chains here, but time not on the side of Hamilton to get something here in the second quarter. 23 seconds that remain on the clock. 22-yard line of the Cougars. Harper again receives the snap, hands it up the middle, and now the ball comes loose once again, picked up by the Cougars. A fumble recovery for Chatham-Kent, and coming back the other way. And look at this again. Number 7, Julian Farrell. Can he do it again? He's got to turn on the Jets just a little bit more as time comes to an end. Time expires on the first half. He couldn't quite make the end zone, but what an effort by Farrell, who made it as far as the 20, I do believe, before time expires, and he got wrapped up. Fumble recovery for the Cougars, but they hold off the Hamilton Hurricanes, who are marching down the field, and it remains a 27-0 lead for Chatham-Kent after the first half.
Well, a great effort. I think it was Tyler Martin that chased him down from behind, and great job by Martin to not give up and not give up the major to end the first half. That could prove to be big because you just never know what's going to happen in the second half. The Cougars able to put up 27 in the first doesn't mean somebody can't do it in the second. So again, going to be interesting to see how the second half plays out, but certainly the first half, all Cougars offense and special teams.
So 27-0 the Cougars, the Bantam Cougars leading the Hamilton Hurricanes heading into the second half. Stick around, we'll be back with more action from the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. It is Chatham-Kent Cougar football with TD Cogeco. Back here with TD Cogeco, second half about to begin, and what a first half it was for the Cougars. 27-0 is what they enjoy right now. Mike Renier along with Mike James, Jeff Brooks on the camera. And Hamilton electing to receive the ball in the second half, which is where we find ourselves right now, and the weather's still less than ideal. The wind calming down just a little bit, and the rain not quite as heavy as it was in the second quarter, but still a very wet field as the ball gets picked up around the 30-yard line for Hamilton. They scoop up the football, and they will make it just shy of the 40-yard line, and that's where they will begin things here in this third quarter. But what a great run game for the Cougars in that first half, especially that second quarter. They really took off.
Yeah, it certainly did, and nearly ended it with a flash on that interception return, or was it excuse me, I think it was a fumble return that nearly went the distance. And certainly the Cougars aren't going to want to let up here in the second half and keep their foot on the gas.
Hamilton on offense. Quarterback has a little problem hanging on to it with that wet football in very wet conditions. Now, a little trickery going on here. Now, reversing course is the running back going past the 35-yard line, trying to get something going here. And now a couple of tackles missed, a first down and more crossing the 50-yard line. Despite the bad turf conditions. That was quite impressive for Drake Bodie, who made a lot out of what was originally nothing.
Yeah, Bodie looked like he was going to be dropped for a loss. That's a second run where we've seen Bodie pretty much cover the entire field east-west. And very elusive runner, obviously, for Hamilton. Great job by Bodie to turn that into a first down run when he looked like he was going to be dropped for a loss.
His team needs a spark of some kind. We'll see if that would be it. And now this play blown dead right away. As Martin took the football, but I believe a timeout was taken by Chatham-Kent right before the snap.
What would you be?
After the timeout, 1st and 10 here for Hamilton. They have the football still on their own side of the field, but at the 51. And now another handoff to the running back. He's got some big-time pressure. Now the football comes loose. Picked up by the Cougars. They have the football and past the 30-yard line, hauled down close to the 25. And another turnover benefits the Cougars in a run play that was probably going to result in a big loss for Hamilton. And to add insult to injury there, it came loose and picked away by the Cougars.
Yeah, Hayden Atkinson just scoops it up off the turf and ends up with a nice return as well before he's finally pulled down. But again, that slick football just proving to be troublesome for the ball carriers today. And that time Hamilton again putting one down on the turf, and the Cougars just in the right place at the right time, able to scoop that one up and get a decent return and go on offense here for the first time in the second half. Going into the wind, I should note.
Pull one out.
So the good fortunes continue here for the Cougars. They keep it on the ground on 1st and 10 in Hamilton territory. And on the run, another first down and more is coming up here. And Farrell, we've been calling his name on a bunch of big plays in this game. And another very impressive run there for Farrell.
Boy, Julian Farrell is a very elusive runner, isn't he? Just seems to cut so cleanly and just finds just enough room to elude the would-be tacklers and turns that nice gain upfield and gets enough for a first down to make it 1st and goal here for the Cougars. But number 7, just such a smooth runner and very, very effective with that football. Really a lot of fun to watch him carry it.
Up to the 10-yard line. Out of the shotgun again. They fake it to the running back. Quarterback keeps it himself, trying to turn the corner along that far side. He eludes one tackle, and it looks like he got tripped up on the turf there, and he fell down. And a short pickup there for the Cougars.
Yeah, Cartier with the quarterback keeper and nearly gets the edge before he's tripped up on that far side. Nice gain on first down and 2nd and goal from about the 3-yard line.
It's about 3 yards difference between the first down marker and the goal line. As we approach the 4-minute mark of this third quarter, still the Cougars in cruise control, up by 27. And they again elect to go to the ground, but right there, stopped immediately was the running back. About 3 orange jerseys right in Young's way, and not getting much there on 3rd and 3.
Yeah, Young just hit a wall there. A couple of Hamilton defenders awaiting him, and big number 50 dropped nearly immediately. Looks like he maybe even lost a yard.
3rd down and goal.
So 4 yards to the goal line. 3rd and goal. Cougars going to look to add to that 27-0 lead here early in the second half.
Quarterback, short little pass. It is caught, and now trying to head into the end zone. Does he get past the goal line? And I think he was just a little short. About a yard or so. Henderson hauled in that very short pass. and tried to work his magic to get into the end zone.
Stop by number
Couldn't quite do
28.
it, so 4th and goal is coming up here, and the ball is on the
Spotted
1.
at the 1 yard
Boy,
line.
oh boy, and
4th down.
I mean, Henderson got that ball down to like the 1-inch line. It looks like. Wouldn't be surprised. Quarterback keeper here.
There we go, trying to punch that one in, and actually going backwards. Great goal line stop by Hamilton there. And that's going to end the drive for Chatham-Kent. And one of the Cougars coming up a little bit hobbly, it looks like. I think that might be number 11, who heading off a little gingerly to the
Joshua Clark on the
sidelines, but good goal line stand there for Hamilton. So no points on the board that time around for the Cougars.
Boy, great push there from Hamilton right up the middle. Cartier, as soon as he gets the ball, gets pushed backwards as the offensive lineman in front of him just gets blown up, and Cartier not able to get into the end zone, and a fantastic stop by Hamilton.
We didn't know you were a player.
You are smart.
1st and 10 from the 1. Again, the football comes loose. Who comes up with it here? Waiting for the signal.
Has recovered.
Hamilton.
So the Hurricanes do keep it, but again, that football coming loose very regularly here in this football game.
Boy, Hamilton fortunate to jump on that one, and it's just so tough to hold on to that football.
Drawing the winning number for the 50-50.
After that fumble recovery, and stays in possession of Hamilton.
It's me, D. I won.
No wonder he knows all the guys and names.
I play my tickets. What about, no, nice. Doesn't need it. He's got those tropical chills everywhere.
Next week I'll be at T-Bone Steak.
Back to the action, 2nd and 3 here for Hamilton. They keep it on the ground up the middle and churning his legs to, I believe, a 1st down.
Seth Bowers, number 99 on the stop.
And the chains are moved.
That run is good enough
And
for a
the
1st down.
Hurricanes marching the football out of the shadows of their own end zone as they started this drive at their own 1. They've made it up to the 13 now, and they're still moving. 8.5 to play in the 3rd quarter. Keeping it on the ground once again. The handoff successful, and good job by the Cougars line as they prevent any significant run there. Tyler Martin on the draw.
Sorry about that. Good job by the defense there.
Kupka on the stop.
Kupka on the stop there on that far side.
Tyler Martin with the carry. Gain of a couple brings out 2nd and a long 8. Wow.
We have a, is it a Hampton picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hamilton. He should have given
Should have announced his name so they can jump him.
They go to the air this time around, a jump ball and swat it away. Nice defensive play there by the Cougars to swat that one out of the air. And I believe that might have been Farrell on defense this time around who got a paw on it and swiped it away.
And Julian Farrell, great job playing center field there, but I think his teammate Ben Bernard was hoping he wouldn't come in and swat that one away because Bernard was just waiting for it to drop right into his hands. But nonetheless, it's knocked down by the defense and falls incomplete.
Smart guy.
Brings up 3rd and 9 now for Hamilton. They keep it on the ground this time around, and wrapped up was the running back very quickly. So again, another nice stand there by the defense for Chatham-Kent as they're going to bring up 4th now and fairly long. 27 for the Cougars. No score yet for Hamilton.
Austin Pelosi, number 30.
Very high snap on 4th and 9. Hamilton punting this one away. And a bit of a fumble there for the Cougars, but quickly grabbed again. This is going to be amazing field position, or even better for the Cougars, heading in towards the end zone, and a touchdown, a punt recovery touchdown for the Chatham-Kent Cougars. And who is it? Julian Farrell once again, as he has had a wonderful afternoon for the Cougars.
We got a flag on the field.
And there is some orange on the field. We'll see what happens here with 6:50 to go in the third quarter.
Wouldn't be surprised this one's coming back.
This 45-yard punt return.
Julian Farrell, if it stands, that's his second punt return for a touchdown, but I've got a feeling this is not going to count. There it is.
Blocked from the rear.
Blocked from behind, so that one comes back, and that's a shame, a wasted effort there from Julian Farrell. Again, would have been his second punt return for a touchdown.
I thought it was number 10. McNamara doesn't kick, does he?
McNamara?
Yeah.
No, it's Jalen Smith or Sebastian, right?
Yeah. Jalen's kicked the first couple.
Yeah.
Just in case you want to see who was kicking, I just couldn't see him.
Yeah, it's probably Jalen Smith. Number
8?
yeah.
Yeah, sounds right.
80 or 50? Yeah. Okay. That's who it was then. He's got
So the
black.
bad news there, the Cougars get those points taken off the board. Touchdown does not count, but
After the penalty,
They do
Chatham
grab
Kent will begin at the Hamilton
the
38
football. They
yard
have
line.
possession
First
for it,
down.
and really still pretty good position at the 38-yard line of Hamilton. So that's where the 1st and 10 starts here, with under 7 to play in the quarter. Handed off once again quickly. A flag comes popping out, and looks like the running back Henderson does not get to the line of scrimmage. But again, we'll see what the flag and the penalty is all about
Flag
here.
on the play.
It sounded like the Cougars were looking to call timeout before that play was snapped.
Number 80, Jalen Smith on the stop.
You guys, what's your record?
Legal substitution. Green.
Boy, oh
Which
boy.
right? Who did we play our first game? Do you know? Forest City, right?
The legal substitution penalty goes against Chatham Kent.
Is that who you beat first?
So illegal substitution, the call there against the Cougars.
And then
The
hence,
football just keeps coming back.
yeah, hence the reason why the Cougars were looking to call timeout before that play. So what started out as a punt return for a touchdown, negated by a penalty. Now another penalty has the Cougars at 1st and 20 now from the Hamilton 48-yard line.
And more problems hanging onto the football. It is picked up again by the Cougars, but they get thrown back a long way.
Taken down for a loss.
A big sack there. And a huge loss for the
Now,
Cougars.
52, Josiah Clark.
This will bring the football back into Cougars territory. And when they started this series of plays here, they were far from their side of the field, but here they are around the 51.
Ball will be spotted at the Chatham Kent 52
Yeah,
yard
Cartier
line. 3rd down and long.
Thrown down for the sack. And
It's a lot lighter. It's not very
boy, second and
Guess that
forever
counts
here.
as a batter's room, right?
Yeah, well, I got you.
I'll bring up 2nd down and long.
Second down and about a third of the length of the whole football field. As they drop back to pass, and a little short pass. Henderson grabs it by a puddle, but again, he's got nowhere to go, and actually, again, goes backwards, so the Cougars lose more real estate,
Henderson on the pass reception.
and this will set up 3rd and even longer.
Wow, this is
Stopped by number
an unreal
8, Jalen
sequence of
Smith.
events here.
This drive not indicative of how the game has gone overall for the Cougars. This has not been pretty
He's
here.
up 3rd down and long.
Hard to believe they're on their own 44-yard line. The first down marker at the Hamilton 27.
Come on, Chad. You got him right.
That is a bit of a swing there. 4.5 to play in the third quarter. Again, predictably, they look to pass, but again, the quarterback has a lot of pressure and cannot escape that second tackler for Hamilton. And he was lucky there to get to the original line of scrimmage on that play. Not the original, but the line of scrimmage on that play.
Nathan Paul, number 92.
He might have got half a yard at best on that last play, but still 4th and 35. And this should be giving Hamilton some pretty good field position off this punt. If it's fielded cleanly, because, again, field conditions and the wetness down there, anything can happen.
Boy, that was a great job by the defensive unit of Hamilton. I don't know if I've ever seen a team go backwards that far in 3 plays.
Very low snap, and that football goes barely 10 yards. Very short punt. And that will give the Hamilton Hurricanes very good field position there as they look to start around the Cougars' 49-yard line here.
Stop by number 5, Ben Barnyard.
I wonder if that kick was partially blocked.
No such thing as a partial block if it crosses the
The
line.
reason why it was so short.
You said barnyard. Just say really fast.
Oh, they're going to say no yards there.
10-yard penalty.
Wow.
On the 34.
So the penalties continue to give the Cougars some problems here in this third quarter.
So all 4 downs there, the Cougars go in the wrong direction, and this ball ends up 1st and 10 for Hamilton inside the Cougars' 35-yard line.
Good position here for Hamilton. Now the quarterback hands it off to the running back, but fortunately for Chatham-Kent, they bring down the runner well behind the line of scrimmage, so a significant loss on 1st and 10. Looked like they dropped about 5 yards there, so 2nd and 15 coming up now.
It's a penalty.
As neither offense has certainly looked sharp in this third quarter.
Nice job there by Ethan Kupka. The tackle for a loss. Dragging down the runner from behind.
Two and a half to go in the quarter. Very high snap brought down by the quarterback. He hands off to his running back, who finds a little bit of a hole along that far side. Not a whole lot of gain there. And that will bring up 3rd down and still quite long after he grabs maybe 2 yards. So 3rd and 13 now for Hamilton.
Gain of a couple brings up 3rd down, 13.
Yeah, for Kane.
3rd and 13 again. They fumble the snap. Quarterback recovers, and now a pass along that far side, and incomplete is what they're calling it. And that was close to being a backwards pass, and which again would have been a fumble, but they called it incomplete, which again in a 27-0 game maybe doesn't mean quite as much as if it was close, but looked to be kind of a backwards pass from this angle.
Yeah, consensus up here in the booth, I believe, is that was a lateral backward pass, and nonetheless it's called incomplete, and obviously Hamilton at this point going to go for it here on 4th and long.
I'm in like the
4th down, 13 to go in a 27-0 game for Chatham-Kent. And again, another fumble and recovered by Hamilton, but still going to be a turnover on downs. And the Cougars will get the football right back, and they will have it near the 40-yard line in their own side of the field. But again, some decent position here for the Cougars as they take over and did what they had to do on defense.
Yeah, great job by the defensive unit there for the Cougars after the offense had, as we mentioned, gone backwards 4 straight plays and given the ball to Hamilton in fantastic field position. But the Cougars defense responds. They got to feel good about that and give the ball back to the offense here, and a chance for the O to kind of redeem themselves, if you will, after that last set of downs.
Hold on, we have no referee.
First and 10 for Chatham-Kent. They hand it off and really nowhere to go up the middle. That's going to have a small loss on that play.
Liam Henderson on the
And
carry.
Henderson had nowhere to go. Good job by the line for Hamilton to
Stopped by Jalen
be
Smith.
proactive there and snuff out any kind of chance Henderson might have had.
Loss of
I don't know what the
play brings up
difference has
second down
been for
13.
Hamilton here in the second half, but boy, their defense just all of a sudden looks so stout.
It's a 4-yard loss actually for Henderson on the ground, so 2nd and 14. They tried again on the ground. And again, not a lot of room there to
Katie
move.
Young on the carry.
And Young got the assignment that time around. He got maybe 3, so 3rd and 11.
benching like more than his weight. Like my older one, he was benching like 220.
Gain of 4 brings up third down and 9.
He was pushing it way too much.
Final few seconds here of this third quarter. Boy, that third quarter just absolutely flew by.
Kind of evened out the long second quarter we've had, and this will be the last play of the third quarter here on a 3rd and 12 for Chatham-Kent. Faking the handoff to the running back. Quarterback trying to find some room. Now he will keep it and run it himself, maybe getting first down yardage, and he does, and more as he crosses midfield.
Cartier keeps
And
the
a
ball
great
last
job
play
by
of the third
Cartier there
quarter.
on 3rd and quite long, 12 to go, and he gets close to 20 yards on the ground.
Yeah, nice running ability there from Jonathan Cartier. He shows it to you, and not afraid to run it up in the middle too. Before he's finally tripped up, and a gain of about 20 there, pretty close. Well, they flip sides of the field to end that third quarter, but great job by Cartier getting the Cougars offense a first down.
Great way to end the third quarter for Chatham-Kent. 1 quarter away from evening up their record at 1-1. For a road loss last weekend. But a really great effort today. 1 quarter still to go here as we begin the fourth. Ball very close to right at midfield. Actually in Hamilton territory at the 54. Another fumble of the snap, and that means trouble for Chatham-Kent. It backed up to the 50. And that's a drop of about 6 yards there. And a tough handoff once again. The catalyst of that
On the fumbled snap.
loss in yardage.
It just tough to hold on to that football, you know. I mean, you're in shotgun formation, and again, just the ball's not necessarily coming at you all that quickly, but it's just so slick out there. Again, absolutely impossible
Loss of 5 on the play. Gonna
to
bring up
keep a
second down,
ball
15.
somewhat dry in these conditions. And we're seeing it from both sides, both teams having difficulty holding onto the football, and that time it's the Cougars that lose 6 yards on that play because of that slick pigskin.
Looks like there's an injured Hurricane player.
The 36 is down.
I think that's Tyler Wall. Linebacker for Hamilton, who is getting looked at.
The Cougars have the wind at their back here. We might see them go to the air a little bit more now. Oh,
Down goes the quarterback. And the sack will set the Cougars back a fair bit. 7-yard drop there.
yeah, Julian Farrell was dropping back to throw that ball, but he had absolutely no time. Penetration from that Hamilton defense, and Farrell not even a chance to try and get rid of that football.
Result of that play brings up a third down and long.
Got a week for the field. You know.
It's another very long situation here for Chatham-Kent. 3rd down and 22. As the quarterback tries to scramble off to his left, he gets around one would-be tackler Tries to find some room along the near side. Crosses the 50-yard line. Still well short of the first down, but he got some positive yards there. After, again, he initially looked like he was going to lose yards.
Jalen Smith pushes him out of bounds.
Thanks.
Made it all the way up to the
Yeah, Jonathan Cartier at least makes up some yardage.
Brings up a 4th down and 14.
And brings up 4th and 14. I almost feel like calling this one somewhat manageable compared to the last 4th down they had.
Where it was 4th and forever. This might be half of that length.
Perhaps even a third.
Fractions. Another low snap taken off the turf and a high kick, but again, not too much with the length as it comes down. Bounces around the 35-yard line, so it takes a bit of a Cougar bounce there. Picked up for Hamilton, and now running it back the other way, crossing the 50-yard line, still on his feet. He might actually have a chance to go down the field and get the Hamilton Hurricanes their first points of the afternoon. It is a punt return for a touchdown, so an impressive run back. And Drake Bodie, who for all intents and purposes has had a pretty good game. He finally gets his team on the board, 27-6 now.
Yeah, Drake Bodie, we've seen him with a couple of electrifying runs and finally gets one that pays off, takes it to the house. It's the second punt return for a touchdown we've seen today, one from each team. And as you mentioned, Bodie getting the Hamilton Hurricanes on the board, erasing that goose egg.
Going for 2. And does not get in, so it's going to remain a 27-6 game here. The 2-pointer not successful for Hamilton.
Hamilton 6.
So a 21-point lead now for the Cougars. It took 2.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Good return for Drake Bodie. He takes that punt to the house. So at least Hamilton on the board here. Cougars getting the football back. Trying to distance themselves a little bit more now.
Yeah, Cougars certainly need to be mindful of an onside kick here, and you can hear the coaches yelling it to the return team for Chatham-Kent. Of course, Hamilton would love to get the ball back here and put some more points on the board to make this one interesting here in the fourth quarter.
Smith. Kicker's name is Smith.
And now a very good kick, and it looks like it's going to be recovered from Hamilton here on the onside kick, really surprising nobody. But it is Hamilton that worked quite perfectly for them.
Hamilton, number 10, Cody McNamara.
Yep, that ball just hangs up enough in the air that the kicking team able to get down there, and nobody from the Cougars jumping on it.
Chatham-Kent 50-yard line.
You could hear the coaches yelling at the players to move up, but just not in time. And now Hamilton getting the ball on offense and a chance to make this one closer.
McNamara, the Hurricane, who brought that one in. And now Hamilton keeps the football. They run it up the middle past the 50-yard line to around the 46.
Number 40, Jesse King with the carry.
bring up
Ethan
second and
Kuka on
about
the
6
stop.
yards coming up here.
Yeah, Hamilton
Gain of 4,
going
brings up second
no
down and
huddle
6.
here. Quick up to the line.
A short pass along that far side. That is a reception, but a couple of Cougar defenders quickly wrapping up that receiver. And
Number 11, Ryan
that's
Oldby
actually a
on the
loss of maybe 2 yards, maybe even 3 yards on that play.
catch.
Julian Farrell
stop.
in to eventually knock the receiver out of bounds after the defensive back over on that side, able to slow him up.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10.
So back to close to the original line of scrimmage here. 3rd down from the 50-yard line. Now, flag comes out very quickly right after the snap, and running back wrapped up very quickly too, so a loss. But again, there is a flag on the play.
Number 46, Nathan Condello on the carry.
Condello.
Flag on the play.
Had the carry and was taken down very quickly.
Offside defense.
Offside against the Cougars.
Offside, Chatham-Kent.
Well, it's a pretty big penalty here because the Hamilton Hurricanes looking to get something going with a 27-6 game after that punt return for a touchdown. Going no huddle here, you certainly don't want to give them any gifts.
Keeping it on the ground, 3rd and 5, and it is
Jesse King on
a
the carry.
short pickup. Good job by the Cougar D. And it's going to be 4th down here now for Hamilton, down by 21, 27-6, 4 minutes into the 4th.
Good tackle there from Ethan Kupka, one of the defenders in there to
Brings up
bring
a
him
4th
down.
down and 4.
Only a gain of 1 on that last play. Now they keep it on the ground, and again, another nice
Number
tackle.
30
That
with
will
the
be a
carry.
turnover on downs. Cougars will get it back as only a pickup of about 2
Ethan Kuka on the
up
stop.
the middle. So Cougars D again
Ball will
answering
be
the
turned
call.
over on downs.
And Chatham-Kent will have the football, their own 42-yard line coming up.
Great job by the defense there, coming up big and snuffing out any chance of that
Chatham-Kent
Hamilton
will begin
offense
the
getting
42-yard
rolling.
line.
Because you could feel the momentum start to shift in this football game after that punt return for a touchdown for Hamilton, and their defense has really stepped it up here in this second half. So an important stop there, I'd say, from Chatham-Kent, get the ball back to the offense.
I think it was T-Bone, wasn't it? T something.
And now another fumble by Chatham-Kent and quickly recovered by Hamilton. So just like that, the Hurricanes get the football back in their possession. That didn't take long at all.
80, Jalen Smith on the recovery.
And again, it's a tough afternoon to grab that football cleanly.
Hamilton to begin at the Chatham.
1st and 10 Hamilton. Handing it off right up the middle, and Tolosi with the
Number
Carry.
30, Austin Pelosi on the carry.
and it looks like he got 5 on the ground on 1st down.
Stopped by number 85, T-Dog.
I didn't see Mark turn around. He's hurt, the world looks like he's hurt.
2nd and 5 for Hamilton. Again, they go to the ground to try and pick up those extra 5, and it will be close. Looks like they're about a yard short of the 1st down.
Tyler Martin with the carry.
Pickup of 4, so 3rd and very short coming up.
Good tackle there from Garrett
Garrett
Stonefish,
Stonefish on the stop.
number 32. So you mentioned close to that 1st down marker.
3rd and 1 from the 30, and again, they will hand it right up the middle, and that will move the chains. Pickup of a good 3 or 4. And Hamilton keeps
Number
marching
30
down
on
the
the carry.
field, down by 21. 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, Tolosi with
by
the
number 5.
1st down run, and they're not wasting any time, as we mentioned, getting right up to the line of scrimmage.
First and 10. Again, up the middle it comes. And again, it was given to Austin Tolosi.
Ethan Kupka on the stop.
And a good, I think, 6 yards that time around.
Don't forget, this kind of play, too, can really wear down a defense quickly.
On second down, they hand it off to the running back, trying to cut down that far side, but wrapped up quickly. Good job by the D from the Cougars.
Ben Barnard with the tackle there on the outside.
Ben Bernard.
And it looks like he lost a yard on that last play, so third down and
No game.
5
third
here.
Down to 4.
big play here. They hand it to the running back once again. He
Number 30 once again with the carry.
doesn't get much on that third down run, so fourth down is coming up now for the Hamilton Hurricanes. Look to be about 3 yards shy of the first down, but down by 21 and 7.5 to play.
And Gavin
They
Clowater on
will
the stop.
go for it here.
Brings up 4th and 3.
Good tackle by Tanner Horo back there, number 85 for the Cougars.
On fourth down, they run it right up the middle, trying to move the chains.
I think that was 48. 44 on the stop, 48 on the carry.
And they are
Atkinson on the
able to
stop.
do that. So they keep things moving here. First and 10 coming up now.
Is
So the
able to
ball
move the chains.
Garrett Stonefish and Hayden Atkinson in on that tackle. Sorry, Mike.
ball deep into Cougar territory here. 11-yard line is where it is. Less than 7 to play in the fourth quarter, and the ball again comes loose.
Number
Looks
30
like it's
on the
Hamilton
carry.
who
Ball is
still
loose.
keeps it. Tolosi on the
Hamilton is
carry,
able to
fumbled it,
recover.
and they retain possession here. But second down on the way.
Yeah, Tolosi drops it on the ground, but able to recover it before any of the Cougars jump on it. And
No gain brings up 2nd down and 10.
that would have been big for sure had Chatham-Kent been able to recover. And Hamilton maintains possession.
As they go to the air this time around in the end zone, and it is a touchdown. A completion and a touchdown for Hamilton.
Drake Bodie.
15.
And Drake Bodie hauls it in from Harper.
Number 14, Drake Bowie.
And this one not completely done just yet. Right now it's 27-12 with the extra point pending here. Hamilton looks re-energized a little bit here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, Bodie with both touchdowns now for Hamilton.
Braxton Harper.
Had the one on the punt return, and then that one the receiving touchdown.
Going for 2 on the extra attempt here, and they do not get it. So for the second straight time, they get the touchdown, but the 2-point fails. So that aids Chatham-Kent a fair bit here. It's a 15-point lead with 6.5 to play. It's a little under 6.5 to play in the fourth quarter.
Which, as we know, is still a lot of time to put some points on the board. So certainly I know the Cougars would love nothing better than to eat some time off that clock and add to that lead. But certainly this second half, Hamilton has just looked like a different team, and the weather now has cleared up. The only remnants of that storm is the strong breeze that the Cougars have at their back right now. And now obviously the Cougars got to watch out for that onside kick once again, because it did work for Hamilton the last time out. Remember, that ball has to go 10 yards before Hamilton can recover it.
Worked like a charm last time.
was
Goes-
offside.
He's flagging.
Smith with the kick.
The 45
The flag.
yard line. Another flag comes out after that
That's called an unnecessary roughness.
catch there by the Cougars.
Julian Farrell with the catch.
Farrell hauls that one in, and then flag comes flying out.
Yeah, he was hit just a little bit late. He was down once his knees were down, and I don't think it was, at least it didn't appear to be intentional, but the flag comes out nonetheless after Farrell gets up and is shoved back down to the ground.
Give me a number, Peter.
Offside.
Oh, okay.
Unnecessary roughness and
Well,
offside.
Offside penalty against Hamilton is declined.
So Sebastian Bizzotti on the unnecessary roughness penalty.
Looks like Chatham-Kent will begin at the Hamilton 53-yard line.
So good position here for the Cougars. So clock back running, 6:20 to go in the fourth quarter. And on 1st and 10 up the middle.
Katie Young on the carry.
Cougars get a good first down run from Young.
Yeah, nice job by the offensive line up front. Young able to get to the second level
Gain of 5 on the
before
play,
he's
brings
wrapped up.
second down and 5.
5-yard gain on first down.
Again, they hand it off up the middle, more room to move, and first down yardage it appears for the
Liam
Cougars.
Henderson on the carry.
And Henderson, it's close, but it looked like that they got enough, and maybe a yard extra to move the chains. So good run again up the middle from
Josh
Henderson.
Coles on the stop.
And more importantly for the Cougars, they keep that clock rolling down. Just over 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, that's exactly it. As
Ball
you
was
mentioned,
spotted at
fresh
the
set of
Hamilton
downs.
42-yard line, first down Chatham.
They're getting some positive yards once again on the ground, and that clock continues to tick down. And as that happens, the hopes for a Hamilton comeback dwindle.
A couple of touchdowns for Hamilton have made this a 27-12 game, and it's handed off, cuts off to that far side, turns the corner, eludes another tackle, and it takes a couple of orange jerseys to bring Farrell down. And there is
Flag down in the center
flag
of the
down
field.
by the 42-yard line.
Oh, it looks like they're going to pick it up. They're going to say no foul on the play.
No flag, so
Flag
that
is
will
being picked up.
keep the clock rolling too. Another decent pickup there for the Cougars.
Yeah, very good run there by Farrell.
Gain of 8 on the
He's
play, brings
just
up
so
second down and
shifty and
2.
efficient, such a smooth runner, and you could hear the bench reacting on that far side as he made a defender miss.
8-yard pickup, 2nd and 2, actually maybe even a 9-yard pickup. 2nd and very short here for Chatham-Kent. 4.5 to go and a 15-point lead. Handing it up the middle, and a little bit of resistance there for Henderson. And actually, he drops about a half a yard.
Butler on the stop.
So 3rd down and about 2 coming up now for Chatham-Kent.
Well, I mean, I read his name. It's either the name or the number.
Important thing is here
Gain
that
brings
they
up third down and
don't
1.
put that football on the ground, and that clock continues to tick away.
That's the only thing that really matters for the Cougars right now. Up by 15, get that clock down as quick as they can. On 3rd and 2, quarterback keeps it, rolls off to his right, keeps it himself, and he will move the chains on his own, getting a good chunk of
Cartier
yards
keeps the ball.
just inside that sideline along the far side by the Cougars sideline.
Yeah, Jonathan Cartier. It's a nice way to avoid any kind of mishandle on the exchange. You just let your quarterback keep the football and run it on his own. And Cartier, as we've seen in this game, is an athlete, able to run that one outside successfully for a good chunk of yardage and a fresh set of downs.
First down.
And that clock continues to run down, tick away, and the Cougars inch closer to a victory here in their home opener.
Once again, quarterback keeps it, gets it up the middle. And a couple of yards on the ground for Cartier.
Gain of 5 on the play brings up 2nd down and 5.
3-minute warning.
And 3-minute warning now in the fourth quarter. Cougars up by 15, 27-12. And they continue to march down the field looking for more. And a 2nd and 5 from the 15 in Hamilton territory.
You know, when you guys drive home tonight, the sun will come out.
Oh, yeah.
It's always how it is.
We'll be running into the rain.
Off the 3-minute warning and almost, and it is intercepted. Bit of a juggle there from the defender for Hamilton, but he stays with it and hangs on to the football and don't go anywhere just yet. Hamilton still into this one. A perfectly timed interception there.
Butler, number 50, with the interception.
And
Josh Butler.
Butler grabs it, so 2:48 to go in the fourth quarter. Hamilton down by 15.
Great hands there by Butler to keep that one alive after he tipped it and then pull it down with the defender on top of him. His second pick of this game. And Hamilton goes on offense, albeit deep in their own zone.
Now they're going to go real fast.
So Hamilton hands it off to the running back. Nice job by the Cougars D right up the middle. The running back tried to go,
Number 30 with the
and
carry.
not a lot of room for Tolosi to work with there. Quickly brought down.
Also, it's 30 and 30. 30 and 30.
Stuff by Gavin Clowater. 2-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 8.
And quickly wrapped up, and now the ball comes loose, and Chatham-Kent will recover the fumble after a huge hit right off the handoff to the running back. A big collision, the football comes out, and Chatham-Kent will grab the football right back deep in Hamilton territory.
With the recovery.
Well, he dropped it and it went right in the puddle. And just when he was going to get it, that kid just like hit the puddle and slid right under him.
2:19 to play, and the Cougars we just find to hang on to the football now until the end of the game.
Is that a walkie-talkie?
Boy, oh boy, a lot of turnovers in this one, and certainly can chalk it up to the conditions that we played this game in. Although they are much improved from when we started, but
No, just because they
the field's still sopping wet, as are the footballs.
Rain appears to have pretty much stopped now, and the wind has died down significantly. But as you mentioned, despite the great drainage we have here at the athletic complex, the footing cannot be good. And the ball gets very wet very easily. On 1st and 10 for Chatham-Kent. Predictably, they keep it on the ground.
Jonathan Cartier calls his own number.
Cartier keeps it and picks up about 4.
Gain of 4 on the play brings up 2nd down and 6.
And again, that clock starts back up. And you would imagine the Cougars going to keep this ball on the ground the rest of the game here, the last 2 minutes and counting.
Minute 55 and counting. Look to be some early movement, but no flags on the play right now. Cougars run it off to that far side. Nice job.
Through that, guys.
Number 25 keeps it and now heads towards the end zone and sneaks it in for the touchdown. Just getting in.
Jonathan Cartier with a 17.
And good job by Cartier just to sneak that football in, grabbing the major score, and that should pretty much wrap this thing up with under 2 to play. That'll make it a 33-12 game.
Yeah, nice job on the running ability from Cartier. Had to bounce it outside and go backwards a little bit. Good pressure there from the defense of Hamilton, but then Cartier showing that speed to get to the corner, and as you mentioned, just able to sneak it inside that far pylon and get it into the end zone across that goal line and secure the victory here for the Cougars.
33-12 going after the single point. And bounced about 5 times from the snap, and that's a broken play. Now a little shovel off to the receiver. That does not work, so all over the place. That one didn't work very well for the Cougars, but they still do enjoy a 21-point lead.
It was certainly a dead play after that snap came up short and bounced to the holder, and not much doing after that. Now the officials conferring here, and
So they didn't tell us what the call was? Oh, yes, they did.
Just not whether it was.
Yeah.
So they try it again and again. More difficulty with the snap.
Point after attempt is no
And
good.
again, point after does not work for the Cougars, even after the do-over. And it will remain a 33-12 game for Chatham-Kent. 1:44 to play.
12 for Hamilton.
yeah, after all that, it ends up the same result.
Who said the wind died down?
Cougars on their way to evening up their early season record at 1-1. Cougars get a nice kick away, line drive right into the end zone. Picked up by Hamilton. They will run it out and find a little room along the near side. Now cuts across to that far side
Back in.
and back into the end zone. Back out again along that far side. He's all over the field right now. Finds some room to move along that far side. Evades one tackle. Still on his feet at the 40-yard line. Finally wrapped up at around the 42. And good job again by Bodie on special teams as he covers a huge chunk of territory on the field. Finally brought down 42 or thereabouts.
Bodie has run a track meet today, I tell you.
Flag on the
He
field.
has just been everywhere and now is slow to get up after finally being tackled. Wouldn't be surprised if he's got some cramping after all the running he's done today. Great job by number 14 for Hamilton. Just really elusive player who's dangerous with the football in his hands.
One there, so it depends on the angle. That's usually a lot from behind.
Make it up.
One of the comments in the booth here, like the end of a basketball game, so true. The clock, if I'm not mistaken, the clock's moved a whole 2 seconds in the last 10 minutes.
Pretty close.
And second and fourth quarters can just drag on.
See, he usually looks at us and makes a signal.
He's coming for us right now.
Oh, he just dropped his flag.
Yeah.
There it is.
It was
Offside defense.
offside on the Cougars and then a hold against
Hold
Hamilton.
against Hamilton.
So
Chatham-Kent, there's also a holding
the
against Hamilton on
Hurricanes
that
going to
play.
start with the football at their own 19-yard line, it appears.
There, it's caught on that thing. I couldn't get out. Thank you.
After a lengthy discussion, Hamilton will take over at their own 20-yard line.
I think he just signaled the wrong way. Because otherwise it would have been a 5 and then offsetting.
Finally back underway now with under 2 to play in the fourth quarter. And a minimal gain on the ground. 33-12, Chatham-Kent leading Hamilton. Bantam OFC action here this afternoon.
King on the carry.
44 on? 44 on the tackle.
King got the
Gain of 3 brings up second
ball
down,
that
7.
time around. They tried once again. They go to the ground, and again it has problems hanging on to the football, and it comes loose, and I believe another turnover on downs as the Cougars right there to pick up the football. So
Garrett Stonefish of
it's been that kind of an afternoon with footballs coming loose all over the place
This last
and turnovers galore. And
it's been going on for like almost
they have been favoring the Cougars.
Stops inside of 3 minutes for everything.
Yeah, Garrett Stonefish with the recovery there, number 32, and that was the 23rd fumble of this football game.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'll admit I did make up that number, but it doesn't seem unrealistic.
It really doesn't.
quarterback keeper.
And the QB keeps it for Chatham-Kent. Goes to his left, cuts back to his right now, still finds a hole right down in the left side, still on his feet, and close to the 10-yard line.
92 on the
That was an impressive run there.
Close to it.
Yeah, Jonathan Carte, tough to bring down, and an elusive runner. Finally knocked to the ground, and we're nearing the final minute, believe it or not, of this fourth quarter.
You hit the nail on the head earlier. The second quarter and the fourth quarter have been exceptionally long here this afternoon.
10-yard line will be first down.
But the Cougars now just 1 minute away from victory.
And now they can do it, right?
And a good effort, 33-12 they lead, maybe looking for a little bit more before the end of this game. At the 10-yard line, now slipping was the running back.
Number 5 with carry. 50 on the stop.
And
Bernard
Bernard
on the carry.
slipping there and
Stop by
falling
number
down,
50,
50 seconds left to go.
Joshua Butler. Loss of 3 brings up second down, 13.
Just take it in.
Yeah, you should have did something.
Oh, I could do one.
Ooh, 5?
Yeah, give it a shot. You know.
Who's number 5?
Bernard.
Oh,
Bernard.
say it real fast.
Cartier takes a knee there. Cougars just obviously going to be happy to run out the clock. And as you mentioned, improve their record to 1-1 on the season, and nice way to end their home opener with the victory formation.
Really an impressive effort for Chatham-Kent here this afternoon. They just jumped right out of the gate. Great start to this game.
75 for you.
Still got to stand still, even if
Yeah,
he doesn't
that's
take,
what I mean,
even if he doesn't
70.
go to a stand.
Yeah, because he was standing there going like this.
And the final few seconds ticking off the clock here.
Stands.
And the Cougars will even up their record at 1-1. So the Bantam squad. And the final kneel down will clinch the victory. So a great job this afternoon battling the poor weather conditions. Good effort for all facets of the Cougars game here today. 33-12. They get past the Hamilton Hurricanes. And the team has to be happy with what they had today, going ahead to week 3 next week.
Yeah, certainly do. A couple of key performers, no doubt. Cartier, Henderson, Farrell, and a number of others. And nice victory here at home after that opening week loss on the road to Burlington. They come home and defeat a Hamilton squad that had won its first game of the season. So both of these teams now 1-1 on the year, and good effort at home for the Cougars in some difficult conditions. And in the end, just that ground game proved to be too tough for Hamilton's defense to handle.
Does not feel like the final day of May here in Chatham-Kent, but That's the conditions before us here today, but a good job by the Cougars, 1-1 now, as they have a complete victory, 33-12 over the Hamilton Hurricanes. Thanks for tuning in here today. On behalf of Mike James and Jeff Brooks, my name is Mike Renier. Thank you for tuning in for Chatham-Kent Cougars football with TV Coach Chico.